Since when is a car bomber who posted a final manifesto declaring its purpose and calling for militant action after its death? Since when is this not terrorism? The death of the veteran is a tragedy. The corruption of a service member into violent extremism is terrifying. We join the military. We leave home. We learn war. We engage in warfare. And finally, one way or another, we go home. Imagine you left your home to assist with disaster relief. You leave safety in order to complete a mission. The mission is stressful and dangerous. You see lives interrupted. You see communities shattered. You see suffering and the fragility of our own mortality. You see all of this, and you work to fix it. You sharpen your skills and learn new ones. You use tools and equipment necessary to complete the mission. You learn new and effective methods of operation, and you strive and struggle to complete the mission alongside others who left their homes for this mission. When you go home, when you return to safety, the mission ends. The flood didn't follow you home. The hurricane isn't potentially hiding and waiting. You may be more particular about candles and fireworks, but you don't think the wildfire you assisted in extinguishing is going to come for revenge. The mission is over. You are home. You are safe. The military's mission is warfare. We veterans left home and safety to become soldiers, sailors, marines, and airmen. We learn tools, skills, and methods of operation geared towards war. Our enemies are human. I know why veterans make good recruit targets for extremist groups. Sure. If we join whatever cause, we bring our own knowledge and experience. We already know the tools and methods. We do not need training. We just need convincing. Because once we are convinced, we know what to do. When I came home to South Carolina in 2017 after my Navy service, the political message was that the blue team causes problems, red team fixes problems. As a new veteran trying to find my next path, this political message is not new to me and interested me little. My hometown has been red team for as long as I can remember. The method and rhetoric of red team propaganda has become far more volatile in the last 7 years. The words are inflammatory. Their accusations are morally damning. Their claims demand action. Their message has, at large, changed from red team fixes problems into blue team is actively trying to destroy the country while committing varying levels of atrocities. Red team doesn't even need to fix shit anymore. At least not where I'm from. The blue team is sabotaging and destroying the country. The blue team offs babies. The blue team mutilates children. The blue team outlaws tradition and punishes freedom. The blue team hates and will destroy this country. They are the enemy within. What exactly or vaguely does anyone expect a person of action to do upon receiving this sort of information? If you tell a man proven to be capable of violent solution that a person is a threat, what is the expectation? How much of a U.S. Marines training do you imagine involves source verification or peaceful negotiation? I know why veterans are prime targets for extremist groups. All we need is convincing. We have been trained to respond to grave threat. We don't need to learn anything besides who to hate. We know how to deal with threats. We have been trained to remove the enemies, even if it cost our life. Veterans are targets for extremist groups, whether that group started in Saudi Arabia or South Carolina. Why the attack in New Orleans has been considered terrorism is simple enough to understand. We have known that hate group that convinced him to sell his life to terrorize his own country has hated the United States for a long time. The only question on that attack I have is, when was he convinced of his enemies? 2025 began in the United States with 2 American veterans of the global war on terror carrying out acts of terror separately representing opposing hate groups. My opinion has been formed by the very red propaganda of my state, and my opinion is not favorable for the red team. I can only speculate as to why New Orleans happened, but I'm certain of why Vegas happened. People are coming home from war, and instead of safety and prosperity, we have school shootings and wage stagnation. Instead of free speech, we get hate speech. Instead of capitalism, we get corporate monopoly. Instead of legal justice, we see blatant preference to the wealthy. We are coming home to find out that which we fought to defend is being or has been destroyed. And the red team's message to us is consistently blame the blue team. I have been told by so many people that our problems are caused by the blue team, and that they hate America, and that they are the enemy. Why am I told this? What do they expect me to do about it? I can think of one reason to tell a warrior of an enemy, and that is to endanger the enemy. The enemy from within, which we all need fear, is the one that convinces us to doubt our own rationality. I blame Red Team extremists for Vegas as much as I blame sandbox extremists for New Orleans. 2 veterans convinced to die in order to spread fear. 2 victims of hateful ideologies convinced to be weapons of terror as a final statement. Who could have expected this outcome? Who could have guessed that this could be the result of so much unchecked fear-mongering?